Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Idaho and you want to know what to expect in the first 30 days after moving here. Well, if that question's been keeping you up at night, you are in the right spot. I'm going to dive right into it. Got lots of key details, so stick around to the very end. Hey guys, our team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. We are a full-time, full-service real estate team. In fact, we just opened our own brokerage as well called the Experience Northwest. So we can serve all of those needs. We've got your back. If you're looking to move right now, 12 months from now, it doesn't matter. Give us a call, text, or email. We will get you connected with the perfect agent to help you out, and we will help you make that smooth move right here to Idaho. All right, jumping right in. Here we go. First things first, settling in after you move here. So you just moved to town. Hopefully you used us to buy a house and not somebody else, or you're coming here to rent because you're going to use us to buy a house down the road. Fantastic. That's my selfless sales pitch right there. We get a lot of questions, all right? So I'm going to try to hit a lot of those questions and hopefully give you information that you can use down the road. First things first, when you're getting settled in, people ask all the time about movers. I've seen it done lots of different ways. I've done it myself. We hired a professional moving company when I came here. They did a horrible job, so bad that I have a non-disclosure agreement. I can't even tell you who it was. I've heard other people have good experiences. So if you're going to hire a mover, perhaps find someone local here. They do out-of-state stuff, and I can give you a couple of names on that if you reach out to us. Or go with one of the big name companies out there. You see their trucks driving around all over the place. The other option, and I tell people this all the time, might be the best option, is to use a company similar to Pods. Hire a mover on your end to load the pods for you and move all the heavy stuff, because you don't want to do that to your friends. And when you get up here, hire a moving company to unload the pod for you. That's pretty common. I've seen people have really good success with that. One of the benefits is they can store those pods fairly locally for as much time as you need. Obviously, you have to pay for that storage, but it can give you some time if you're not quite ready to move into your house. You can have your stuff nearby, stored, ready to go. We can give you some names of reputable moving companies in this area that we have used previously or our clients have used and had great success. Next up, utilities. If you're buying a new house, we will have already sent you a list of utility companies for the entire area. There are quite a few. I would say there are some big ones, but depending on where you end up, you might be on a smaller water district or power district. So that is possible. But we have a comprehensive list of all of those companies that we can send to you. If you need it, even if you're just moving here to rent and you want that, reach out. We will shoot that email over to you. Not a problem. All right, contractors. Another question that comes up all the time. Hey, do you have a plumber? Do you have an electrician? Can you recommend somebody? Yes, we can. We have a growing list of local contractors that we have used personally or our clients have used, and we can connect you with them as well. We can send you that list through email as well. And hopefully that can ease your mind a little bit, because that is a question that we commonly get. Do you know reputable contractors? We do. This is bonus material right here. You're settling in. You've got moving boxes to get rid of. You've got junk to get rid of. This made my day. And if you're a man out there, sorry, I don't mean to be sexist, but women don't tend to care about this. The dump. If you're a man, you love dump runs because it's just so freeing to get rid of stuff. Well, if you're a resident here, the dump is free. Up to 2,000 pounds a day. That's specifically for Kootenai County. I think all the other counties are the same way. Your tax dollars pay for that. So if you're a resident of the county, you can go to the dump. It's actually a transfer station, and get rid of up to 2,000 pounds a day of stuff. That is awesome. It's easy to get into, easy to get out of. There are a couple in the area, and depending on what county you end up in, there are some options there as well. So thought I wanted to share that little tip with you because it excites the hell out of me. All right, next big question, the DMV. How do I navigate that? Well, Dave and I did a DMV specific video, covered all of it. Bob will throw that link up. You can check that out, and that might answer all of your questions in more detail. I'll breeze over it a little bit for this one because this is just the things you need to do within 30 days. This is right off the DMV website, by the way, so this information is deemed accurate. If you're going to be living in Idaho for at least 90 days continually, you'll need to register your out-of-state car with the Idaho DMV. This applies only if your Idaho address is your principal place of residence. So if you're going to be here 90 days continuously, you need to get that done. If you have an out-of-state driver's license, you'll need to transfer it for an Idaho license within 90 days of moving here. So you have 90 days grace period to get your license transferred over. If you have a commercial driver's license, you will only have 30 days to transfer that over. So if you get that CDL coming from another state, 30 days, get it transferred. You don't want to lose that. That's a big deal. Note, you don't need an Idaho driver's license if you're only in Idaho temporarily to attend college, university, or to fulfill your military obligation. So just know that if you're coming here for college, you don't actually have to do that. And like I said, go check out that video we did on the DMV, because that has a ton more information on how to schedule your appointment. Should you schedule an appointment? All of that stuff. DMV fees. There's a lot there. You'll find that DMV here in Idaho, especially in North Idaho, is fantastic to work with. They are actually friendly people, unlike DMVs I've been to in other states. Next up, voting. You're going to want to register to vote, unless you vote the wrong way. Then we don't want you to register to vote. We'll touch on that later. But if you're going to register to vote, so here are the requirements for Idaho. You will need a current photo ID and proof of residence. So you're going to register to vote using your primary residence in Idaho. Here are the requirements. 18 years of age or older. This is a big one. United States citizen. Look at that. Shocker. Also need to be a resident of Idaho for at least 30 days before the day of the election. And individuals with a felony conviction may not register until the terms of their sentence have been completed. So, gotta love Idaho. You need to be a citizen. That's a fantastic thing and kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. I specifically encourage people to get out and vote, especially if you're coming from a state that leans more communist than free. We don't want you to vote that way. So come up here, do your research. There are a lot of great resources. We've done some podcasts with local politicians and highlighted ways in which you can research the candidates that you're actually voting for, because that's extremely important in today's times. We want Idaho to stay Idaho. I hope you're taking notes, because I'm throwing lots of info at you at a rather fast pace. So next up, healthcare. You're going to need to make sure you get all of your healthcare providers switched over. We have them all here. This is a large area. When you combine all the cities up here, you're going to have plenty of options to choose from dentists, doctors, all the specialty care stuff, eye doctors, pharmacies. It's all up here, and you've got dozens of options. So, you can reach out to us and ask who we use. That's fine too. Or, just start searching online and you can figure out what you're looking for there. But that is something you want to get taken care of rather quickly. There was a time period a few years ago when it was a little tight, but things seem to have loosened up, and it's not that hard to get appointments at any of those healthcare providers. We do have an excellent hospital right here in Coeur d'Alene, Kootenai Health. There is also a hospital in Sandpoint. It's a little bit smaller, but it's there. And for any real heavy duty specialty needs, you can pop over the border into Spokane. There's a children's hospital over there and some very high-end specialty stuff if you need it. Most people don't. You can pretty much rely on what we have here in North Idaho. Gyms, that's GYMS. It's important to stay healthy. We want you to live a healthy and happy life in your newfound freedom. So make sure you find that gym membership. There are dozens of gyms to check out up here as well. I can recommend a couple, of course, but do your research, check them out. We've got tons of CrossFit gyms, tons of family-oriented gyms, weightlifting gyms, all the stuff. It's up here. Martial arts, tons of jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, all that stuff is up here as well. So, of course, if you have questions, you're always welcome to reach out or check out our website at yournorthidahoagent.com. We've got a lot of resources, community resources under the community tab on there that you can check out. A couple of big gyms in the area are Peak. They've got 3 now, Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, and Post Falls. And the new Post Falls one has a giant indoor pickleball area, which is pretty cool, especially in the wintertime if the weather's nasty. Also need to recommend the Kroc Center. That's KROC Center. Very family friendly. They've got daycare. They've got like a huge indoor water park. You're probably looking it up online as I'm talking, and you're seeing what I'm talking about. Indoor rock wall, a walking trail, walking, whatever, weights, classes, all the stuff. So that may be a good option if you have little kids or if you're on the older side, because they do some great stuff as far as like water aerobics and classes specifically for the older demographic. Schools, get those kids enrolled in school or homeschool if you're going to do that. Idaho has unrestricted open enrollment for public schools. So you can live in one area and send your kids to a school in a different area. Obviously, you're going to be responsible for transportation, but that's pretty cool that you can pick and choose your schools up here. So you will want to get them registered, jump online, find the school you want, and figure that process out. It's pretty simple. The other cool thing is Idaho is really friendly to homeschool. There are lots of homeschool co-ops, places where you can get the kids socialized, go have fun with other kids, do your homeschooling at home, keep the government out of your business. That's very friendly up here in Idaho. Another cool thing is if your kids are homeschooled, they can participate in public school sports. So that's a huge benefit as well. Also, our website, yournorthidahoagent.com, has tons of resources about local schools because that's a question we get a lot as well. This is one of the key components. Find your social circle. I've had people move here and I don't know, I can't connect to the community, blah, blah, blah. And I'll ask, hey, have you gone out and done anything? Have you joined any clubs? Do you go to the gym? Do you go to church? You need to get involved in the community. You're already looking up here, so you're probably assuming that the community is fantastic, and you're right. But you need to take the steps yourself to go out and involve yourself. You can definitely find your tribe here, whatever it is. There's lots of options, but it takes that effort on your end to go out and start finding those people. Tons of outdoor groups, hiking, skiing, biking, all of that stuff is here. Triathlon, swimming, it's all here. You just got to poke around and then you can find that. It's a great way to meet people. Churches are a great way to meet people. Social groups, meet your neighbors. Shocker, I know. But when you move into wherever you end up, go next door. They may have already beat you to it and they might bring a plate of cookies. That's pretty common up here. Go next door, meet your neighbor. Don't be afraid of telling them where you come from. Probably most of them came from the same place. That's just the reality of it. So you can be open, have those conversations. Quickly, you'll find that you are having a barbecue in your neighbor's driveway while the kids are playing in the street and everybody's having a good time. Super common up here. Also, check out volunteer opportunities. We can help you with that as well. There's tons of food banks, veteran groups. New Beginnings is a veteran organization in town. They're always looking for volunteers. So great ways to get involved in the community, do something that feels good for you and do something that provides value to the community. That's the key to a successful and happy life. Okay, you need to learn how to navigate the local culture. Local lifestyle is very independent, freedom-loving Americans, outdoorsy. We endorse shopping local. There are mom and pop stores all over this town. Of course, we have the big box stores too. I've got a video coming out on that soon. But it's so important to support the local families in this community because that's how they make money. And we want to keep our dollars local. So if you show up to meet with us and you've got a Starbucks cup in hand, you're wrong. We can find you about 50 different local coffee shops that are locally owned, and we can help keep our dollars right here in North Idaho. Values in North Idaho. Very family oriented, patriotic. It's like a throwback to the 1980s when I grew up, and we like it that way. So tie into that community, embrace that culture. Don't be in a hurry to get anywhere. Don't drive like a jerk. Everybody up here will smile at you on the street and say hi. That's okay. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but I encourage you to embrace that as fast as possible because it will improve the quality of your life. And number one thing, don't come to Idaho and change it or actively try to change it like where you came from. You come here for a reason. The culture's amazing. Trust me on that. But that's the number one thing that will piss people off is if you come here and we should change it like this. No, it's perfect the way it is. Don't change a thing. Last up, when you get to town, don't hunker down in your house and become a hermit. Get out and start exploring. If you need recommendations, we can totally help you with that. Go to all the restaurants. Go to a different restaurant every week. Check out all the different parks. There's so many up here. Go to the public land. It's 10 minutes from town. You can be in national forest and drive until you get lost and nobody ever finds you again if you want to do that. Coffee shops. Like I said, there's tons of amazing options. The owners are all awesome. They're locally owned, not Starbucks. Events. Downtown Coeur d'Alene has events all year round. They're awesome. Down at the resort, there's tons of great stuff. And farmers markets is another great option as well. There are multiple farmers markets in the areas on different days, so you can hit them all. Then you're shopping local produce, local meat, all the good stuff. It's right here. Get out and explore. We just did a podcast with my buddy Ron Smith talking about local eats. So check that one out. He dropped a ton of information on us about cool little hole in the wall restaurants in town that you might not have heard of or you might not see because they're off the beaten path. That's a great source of information to find some of those cool places to go check out. Thank you guys for sticking around. That's all the information I got today. You probably got more questions than answers after that. That's okay. Shoot us a call, text, or email. We will answer those for you. We can get you the resources that you need to make the transition here that much smoother. We want to be your local guides. We can be your first friends when you get here. If you want, we'll go grab coffee with you anytime. Any of us on the team would love to meet up, of course, and help you guys make that smooth move right here in North Idaho.